Hi everyone, this is Dr. Catherine Kelly, and I just a few minutes ago did a video on Mercury in retrograde, but I wanted to come back on and talk about the shifting sands of sexual assault and sexual harassment because there's so much happening in the world. It wasn't until clients told me yesterday, because I don't watch the news in the morning, I try to stay very quiet and mindful as I'm getting ready for work. And so first client of the day said, did you hear what happened now? And I'm thinking, oh gosh, what do I want to know? And she told me about Matt Lauer being fired for sexual assault and sexual harassment. And then later in the day, I heard about Garrison Keillor, so through a client. And, I have lots of conversations about this kind of stuff with clients because what's in the national news is often impacting us personally. And, well, probably most often impacting us directly. And when it comes to sexual assault and sexual harassment, I've stayed a little quiet as far as social media. I haven't been all that quiet in session because I've had so many people who have had sexual assaults or sexual harassment situations in the past, and this stuff is really bringing their own concerns to the issue, or to the surface. But I want to say that to me, this is the most beautifully ugly thing that could be happening. And I know that sounds weird, but the most beautifully ugly thing is happening. It's about time, and I know a lot of people are echoing that, but it's beautifully ugly because, it's beautiful finally that the world is not taking this situation lightly, that it's beautiful that, these companies, these organizations, these businesses, especially the news business, is firing people right away because they're not going to tolerate this stuff anymore. That is beautiful, beautiful news. That is beautiful news. It's ugly because nobody wants to hear that it's that rampant, but I'll tell you, it is that rampant. We have had so many things pushed to the side, and I really think this is just the beginning. So I want to explain from a consciousness perspective what is happening because, I'm going to go back to the Mayan calendar ending in 2012. A lot of people are thinking, oh my gosh, the world's coming to the end. Their Mayan calendar ended. There's nothing beyond that. No, 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 no. That's not what any of the ancients believed. That's not what any of the native cultures believed. They believed that the world, as we know it, was going to end, meaning that the male energies, the dominant energies, were being phased out, and the feminine energies, the love energies, were being phased in. Now, that doesn't happen overnight. So people, the day after 2012 came, they were like, oh, what's going on? Nothing changed. The shifting sands are what we have to look at. The shifting sands. If you just stand in front of a sand dune and watch, it's ever so gently moving and shifting, and you might see a few specks of sand moving over here and a few specks of sand moving over here, and then a windstorm comes up and more and more. The thing is, evolution does not usually happen quickly. And so what's so beautiful about this right now is that we are hitting it finally. This stuff was very subtle for quite a while, but now the storm is happening, and so the dunes are going to be shifting quite rapidly, and this will not go back in the can. This is one issue that is not going to go back in the can because feminine consciousness, feminine voice, feminine awareness is coming up. And it's not that masculine energy is going to disappear. What it means is that it's going to shift. And so, what we are supposed to be evolving to is a more loving world. Now, this doesn't look loving, the stuff that's going on right now, because so much is being exposed, figuratively and not. I hate to say that way, but the thing to think about is so much is coming out. So the seal has been cracked on this topic and many others. And so it has to be ugly in order for people to have more compassion and realize we can't put up with this stuff anymore. So from an evolutionary standpoint, this is such an important time for us to realize that, yes, this is the most beautifully ugly year in terms of the sexual assault and sexual harassment stuff, but it's just the start. We are moving out of the crud. We're moving out of the disempowerment, and we're moving into, eventually, a more loving and more beautiful world. But it's very, very difficult because, again, it's so ugly right now, and people are just shocked and horrified. And my guess is there's a whole lot of people out there, probably males and females, particularly males right now, who are kind of sitting uneasy, and they're shaking in their shoes because they're wondering when they're going to be nabbed, because there's many, many more than have ever been reported. There's many, many more because it was the norm. I'm telling you, it is no longer going to be the norm, and that is evolution. That's what's so beautiful about what's happening. And so every day when I get home and I watch the news, I actually am gleeful almost when another person gets nabbed, because it's like it's breaking through the barriers. It's breaking through that hard crust that needed to be broken through in order for us to evolve, not only as individuals, but as a culture. It is time for us to evolve. It is absolutely time for us to evolve. So this stuff is beautifully ugly, but is so necessary for evolution. So I commend these companies who are firing the people that they're finding troublesome. And I commend the women that are coming forward, because this is a bravery thing. This is finding your truth. This is re-empowering yourselves. And I also commend the people who haven't come forward yet, because my guess is this will give you the strength to do that. I don't really know any women who have not had something sexually inappropriate happen to them, both clients and friends, family. And it's so sad and unfortunate, and people don't want to believe it, but it is real. So this is such an important time of our evolution, and I'm excited. I know this sounds weird. I'm excited because it is beautifully ugly. So give that some thought. I would love to hear your thoughts, and let's keep this evolution going. Thanks so much. Have a great day.